Alright, hello everyone. So today we're doing a platinum guide, how to make platinum. Very cliche video, I know, but I just want to say thank you all for the support on the last few videos. They've kind of like blown up for some reason. Let's waste no time, let's get into it. And we'll be doing early game ways to make platinum, all the way up until late game when you have enough plat to buy and sell ribbons. So yeah, let's get into it. Thank you. So before we take a look at the platinum making methods, I want to talk about how we actually sell things. So there's two methods of selling things. Obviously one of them is the in-game trade chat. Now I don't recommend ever really buying things from here because it's usually extremely overpriced. And I don't really recommend selling things from here because most people will not buy them. What I do recommend is a site called Warframe.market, and I will change to that now. Alright, so this is the site called Warframe.market. As you can see, the link is up there, Warframe.market, and we have the ability to put ourselves online, offline, or online in game. And on our profile we can list things, so I can edit this. Oh god. But you can place an order, one to sell, visible, and then you would list, for example, transient fortitude, at the price you want, how many you have, and the mod rank. You can also use this to check prices. So for example, if I got transient fortitude and I didn't know how much it was, I would go here, 10 plat each, max rank is 90 plat, and this is where you'll buy and sell pretty much everything. It's a very good site, please use it. Yes, thank you, don't get scammed. Alright, so we're here for method number 1, and this method will be when you've literally just started the game, you got your 50 platinum, and you want to get around 100 platinum, maybe 200 platinum, and this method is Dragon Bolt farming. Now this is the beginner farm, so go into any dojo and fast travel to the Aroken lab, and you want to buy a bunch of blueprints of these keys. So, well, buy one blueprint of each of these keys because the blueprints are reusable. So just get one of these, and then we're going to go back to our orbiter. Alright, so we're here back in the orbiter, and we're in the foundry. So you want to type in key, and as you can see, these dragon keys are here. Now just make one of each. They're really cheap. They take ferrite and void traces, and they take 1 minute to craft. So once you've crafted one of each of these, go to your arsenal. Why is it taking so long? Okay, and go into the gear wheel, and you're going to equip one of each of these keys. You can do this solo now, they changed this a long time ago. So just equip one of each key, like so. And now we're ready to go and open Dragon Bolts. So for the frame, I suggest Ivara if you're early game, or Rhino, because Rhino has iron skin, so the health and shield keys won't affect you. And Ivara obviously is invisible. And the movement speed debuff is ignored when you roll, so it's up to you which one you choose. My Rhino is so ugly, oh my god. Ah yes, vomit. Right, whatever, this will do. The weapons don't really matter, so we're going to be doing the Deimos capture. So again, I'm just going to use Brahma. Do I have a build on this? No, not really. Whatever, it'll be fine. So that just shows you how easy it is. So we go to Deimos, and we're going to pick the capture. I can't remember which one it is. I thought it was this one. Yeah, it's this one. Horrend on Deimos. I'm going to do it on invite only. You could probably also use Titania, Wukong, whatever for this. You can use anyone really, but... Alright, so we're going to go capture the target. Alright, so we just captured the target. Now the next stage is we look for the Dragon Bolt. So just check around corners like this, go off the beaten path, just have a look around. And I'll cut back when we find it. Alright, so we're back outside the vault. It only took me about 15 years to find it. And this is what they look like. So on the front we have the symbol of the key, and we just expend the key, take the artifact, and then run to extraction. Now while doing this, there's a few particular mods we're looking for. They're the most profitable, and they're mostly Warframe. So you got Transient Fortitude, Blind Rage, narrow-minded, critical delay is a weapon one. This is not a good mod. This is a waste of my time. But I'll go over some of the good mods that you'll be looking for in a minute. Alright, so we're back here in the Orbiter, in the mod section, and I'm going to show you some of the good mods. So for the Warframe mods, we have Blind Rage, which is this one right here. Transient Fortitude, oops, that's the wrong one. Which is this one right here. Narrow-minded, which is this one right here. Critical Delay, which is this one. And there is a few others, but those are the ones I can think of off the top of my head. Anemic Agility is pretty good for pistols as well. I don't know if I have it on here. But this is a pretty good mod as well. So that's for Dragon Vault running. And that would be your early game source of platinum till you get around 100 plat and you have a few hours in the game. And we'll move on to the next one now. Alright, so now we're moving on to the second method. And as you probably guessed, it's going to be relic running. Now, the reason I put this as the second method is when you're brand new to the game, you're not really going to have any relics, and especially none that are worth anything. Now, once you get a few hours in, you've run a few Dragon Balls, you've done most of the star chart, you're going to have a few of each type of relic. So, first I'm going to talk about the most efficient relics to run, how to save up relics like I have, for example, and how to run them in good squads. So first of all, unvaulting the Prime Vault. So as you can see, Prime Vault, Zephyr and Chroma pack. Now what this means, you can have a look what weapons are unvaulted, and if we take a look here, we have Zephyr and Chroma are the frames, the Cronin, the Tiburon, the Rubico and the Gram are unvaulted. Now out of all these things, the only two that are really meta relevant is the Cronin and the Rubico. And the Cronin is the most popular out of those two. So when you're going to farm these relics, you want to save up Cronin ones. And as you can see, I have a few of them. Not many, but a few. So now once these go back into the vault, I'll be running these as squads, farming up sets, and then selling them at full price because it's no longer available. So for other relics, we can just run them randomly radiant, for example, from Sanctuary Onslaught. You just gather like a bunch of these random radiant relics, and once you run them, you can sell those for prime junk pieces in trade chat. As you can see, these people want to buy 6 for 100 is 54 plat, so it's not amazing. You know, you can save up for sets, but if you really do need platinum, you can sell prime junk. So now I'll show you real quick how to run relics efficiently. Alright, so the build I use for my Titania does require Helminth, however you don't actually need the Helminth. So this is a Thermal Sunder Titania build, which I will show how to use properly in a little bit. But here's the build. If you don't have Prime Sure-Footed, you can use Spellbind so that you're immune to status effects. Now, if you don't have Titania, there's other options. You can use a Wukong setup with duration, so that your Cloud Walker is lasting a long time. You have Vault options, Zariman with Molt, Speed Wisp, Speed Nova, for example. The whole idea is to just run the missions as quickly as possible. But I personally use Titania just because I have a build for it. Alright, so in navigation, looking at the Fissures tab in the top right, we have lots of different ones. Now, ones you want to look for: Exterminate, Capture, Rescue, sometimes Spy, but it's not very good. Sabotage. These are the fastest ones. I don't think the Void one is very fast, but these are the fastest general mission types. Ones you want to avoid: Mobile Defense, Survival, sometimes Defense as well, especially the Uranus Defense. That is not good at all. So now I'll show you, for example, in this Neo Fissure. I'm just going to run these random Radiant Relics because I have them. So we're here in the mission, and literally all you're going to do is just nuke everything. So with Titania and Thermal Sunder, you want to hold Thermal Sunder, and then click Thermal Sunder, and that creates Blast, and it just nukes everything, even at high levels. So I saw some videos where the guy was just spamming the cold proc, Now, as you can see, this is just destroying everything. So this is how you efficiently use Thermal Sunder. As you can see, these areas just get absolutely obliterated. Grab your reactor and get through the mission, kill everything. Now, usually I would do these on public, because when you're on public, obviously other people can be running vaulted relics with more expensive pieces in them. However, just for this demonstration, I can't bother to wait at extraction for about 15 minutes. So, alright, so we're here now. It's on solo, taking my time. I got a common, which sucks, but it took me 1 minute 30 to run that. Now, these are not exactly fun to do. However, there is some decent profit to be made here, especially if you do it on public. Because, you know, some people might be running, for example, vaulted Volban relics, Vault relics, you know, Loki relics, whatever, just some rare relics, and you might end up with prime pieces of frames that have been vaulted for a long time. So that's the second method. Now, you can sell these items in two different ways. Either you farm particular sets, so if I go into Corinth, I still need one piece for this set, but for example, I could farm this barrel and then sell the Corinth as a set, or you can sell individual pieces either as prime junk or on your Warframe.market profile. So if I take a look at Cronin, I actually don't have many pieces right now, but I almost have like 6 sets of this thing. I just need to farm more blaze. Now I'm saving these as sets to sell when it goes back in the vault, so I can sell that at a more expensive price than what it is right now. Because as soon as it goes back in the vault, it's not as available to the players, so the price stops dropping because people stop undercutting. So that's how you should farm and sell primed items. Alright, so I also want to highlight another piece of software, and this one is called Warframe.info, or WFinfo, and this is very useful for relic running, which is why I wanted to slot it into this segment here. So I'm going to put my party on public, I'm going to run another Neo Fissure, and I will cut back to when Warframe.info is on my screen. Alright, so I've cracked open the relic and I'm just waiting at extraction. Now I'm hoping the settings I've changed will allow it to capture the overlay. And what Warframe.info does, it reads your screen and shows the Warframe market prices and ducat values of each item on the reward screen. So hopefully you should be able to see this in just a second. And there you go, hopefully you can see that overlay. So it tells me this is the most expensive, which is, I mean, that's obvious anyway, but if you don't know items or you're new to the game, one of these being vaulted you might not realise. So it would just tell you, it would tell you it's vaulted, it tells you how much it's worth, how many have been sold, etc. It's a very good app, and I'm going to leave links to Warframe Market and Warframe Info, as well as a vaulted relic running Discord, so you can run vaulted relics in organised squads and make as much platinum as possible. So I'll leave all links to those in the description. So now we're on to another method of platinum which I can't actually demonstrate here. However, I'm going to call this one opportunistic platinum making. So when a new prime frame gets released, you can farm the hell out of that prime frame and sell it at pretty much ridiculous prices, because there's people who want to buy that frame and they will pay like 200 for a frame that's just come out. For example, Cora Prime. The day Cora Prime came out, she was selling for literally over 200 platinum. Now players obviously can farm these and run them in rad shares and recruit chat, whatever. Like there's rad shares for, I mean, Neja pieces still, so these were everywhere. So if you run these and you sell them in trade chat or on Warframe Market, you're going to be earning about 2 or 3 times the platinum just for selling it on the day or the day after. You know, it's still going to be worth way more than it should be. So my advice for that, when new prime frames come out, just farm them like crazy and sell them as quick as you can. You don't even need to make them for yourself, because you can make them later when it's cheaper. But this, yeah, I recommend farming prime accesses. Same as the prime vault, opportunistic again. Cronin, as you can see, I already mentioned that, but you just farm the hell out of these Cronin pieces and run them with vaulted squads later, and then you can sell them for sets. Simple. And now we're at the most confusing section of the game, riven farming. Now, making platinum from rivens is very slow, but also very profitable at the same time. Now, for example, there's two ways you can really do it. So one of them is you can go up to your sortie, try and get unveiled rivens, or veiled rivens, unveil them for profit. Hopefully you get a nice unrolled riven and you sell it. Or you can go to the Iron Wake, do the same thing, or buy them from Teshin. Now, unveiled rivens, so you can either sell them as literally like rifle riven mod, pistol riven mod, and they sell for about 45 each, 35 or 25 for pistol, I think, and the melee ones are about 40, I believe. So that is an option, or you can unveil them and hope to get some good weapons. For example, Rubico rivens, Nell rivens, Zenith rivens. So that's the one option, is selling them as unrolled rivens. Now, I don't suggest you roll weapons that aren't popular or meta relevant. So for example, if I unveiled this Attica riven, which was given to me, don't roll this weapon. Now, even if you're going to use it personally, I mean, I don't know why you would use this weapon ever, but if I roll this and I get a god roll, it's going to sell for pretty much nothing, because nobody's going to buy it. So that would be basically just a waste of Kuva. Wait until you get one of these, what I'm going to call meta relevant weapons. And the way you can tell something is meta relevant is you go into trade chat and you wait for those people that type want to buy, you know, one of these rivens for like ridiculously cheap for no reason. Here you are, look. Want to buy rivens for Rubico, Vectis, Latum, Felax, Fenmore, Zenith, and Glaive, and they buy them for like ridiculously low prices, which they, you know, they're worth way more than that. So we can tell Glaive is meta relevant, Zenith is meta relevant. I would say Latum and Felax are meta relevant. I don't really like this weapon, but and Rubico. I wouldn't say Vectis. So also Nell is very expensive. Zenith is very good. Rubico is pretty good. And out of all these weapons, you can just learn a couple of their prices. And the way you can do that is go to the contract section on Warframe.market and have a look at different prices. Alright, so that's basically going to do it for today's video. Now, this is not like the only ways to make platinum in the game. There is plenty of other methods. You can farm, for example, the apothecary mods like growing power and stuff like that. You can farm parts for orbiters and sell them, all that, but I don't find those to be very efficient, especially the apothec things, because you need to literally farm plants forever. Now, you can do shares of things like the wolf beacon or the stalker beacon or whatever, but I don't find those to be very effective either, because it's quite hard to find a team. So these, in my opinion, are the most effective, as they're the ones that I've used over my time of playing the game, and the ones that have made me the most platinum. I hope it was useful. If it was, like, sub, comment. Like I said in the start, I've appreciated all the feedback over the last few videos, and it's nice engaging with people. So, alright, peace out. See you in a bit.